So this is a project I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I finally have all the parts for it. This is a steel M1 helmet used from World War II all the way up until like the late 80s, I believe. And this is the liner. I've had this liner since I was about 14 years old. Somebody gave it to me for my birthday. One of my friends gave it to me for a birthday present from an Army Navy store, and I got wind blowing my stuff around here. Anyway, so I've had this liner for a long time. I just got, this is the nape strap. That wasn't in there. I just ordered that, so that's another part that's already in here. This liner is an older liner because you can see the old chin straps in here and the snaps. That somebody cut the old straps out of here. So I have this liner set up, or I'm going to set this helmet up what they call a Granada era helmet. So the Granada thing in 80s, 90s era. And so yeah, so something I've had since I was a child, and I found a pot. So what was holding me back was finding the actual steel pot. Off of eBay, these things run anywhere from about, $50 to $200 depending on the era. So I believe that this one is a post-Vietnam. I think this is an 80s production one that I found at a flea market for 25 bucks. So I got this for free because it was a birthday present. This was 25 bucks. And then I went to eBay and I found a M81 forest camo cover. This was about, what would this been? This one would have been about 15 bucks. I found an 80s era chin strap for about 20 bucks. Nape strap, 2 of them was 11 bucks. And now I have an M1 helmet build for under $100. And it's a pretty fun piece of military surplus, and I was just gonna put it together for you here. Oh, I also have, that fell on the ground when that wind hit, the cat eye reflector helmet band. So we're gonna put it together on camera and just have some fun with it. So first things first is these helmet straps. These are cool because they're the quick detach and quick install, more modern helmet straps. So there's that one on there. And they work very well compared to what I've seen with some of the older helmet straps. And even like reproduction, like World War II and Vietnam era things are just really expensive. So I was like, oh, what's not expensive? You know what's not expensive? Pre-GWAT, 80s, 90s era surplus is not very expensive. So we're doing an 80s, 90s helmet here, M1 helmet. So how I've seen this done, get those straps on there, and then flip this bad boy over and get this on here. These little things right here go to the front of the helmet, or this goes to the back of the helmet, this goes to the front of the helmet, so you have those little like things, you know, not catching wind to slow you down, you know. The little pleats, So this is how I've seen this done. This goes on like this. And then to make sure that your straps are where they're supposed to be, which is in between where the cover goes. Make sure all of that is in the right orientation. And then to make sure that this actually is easy to get on there tightly and it stays on tight, is to stick the cat eye band on there, the helmet band on there, because they're pretty tight. Get that situated, and then you can kind of pull the fabric through the band and make sure this is all gonna play ball with each other. And then get all this tucked in here the right way. Yep. Orientation's the right way. And then this liner, the liners, because they were made by so many different people, they don't really play ball a lot of the time for like lining up and setting down in here the right way. So I'll make sure that this is how I want it. Yeah. Get all this nice and ironed out here, nice and tight on top. No weird wrinkles or anything. So what I was saying about liners. So liners and pots. So this I think is a 70s liner. This is an 80s pot. We're putting 90s components on it, and yet they're all pretty universal. So if I wanted to, I could make this into any era M1 really, but this was just the cheapest surplus option for me, which is what I was looking for personally. I feel like my liner is a little off here, so we're actually going to take that cat eye off. We're going to adjust this liner, I think, a little bit. And then we're going to put this back on. And we're going to pull this all taut through the liner. Make sure it's where I want it. But get this down in there. So then line this up. Make sure my straps are out of the way. There. So this liner and this pot don't really play ball even without the M81 cover on there. So they just don't really, there's just a lot of these M1s, they just kind of sit high, and that's just kind of the way they are. There's so much variation in the manufacturers, but that's on there nice and tight, and it doesn't look too, oh sorry, it doesn't look too, it's on there nice and tight and doesn't look too baggy. Move this band over a little bit. Hopefully my framing was good enough here, but now that that's in there, so I pre-installed the nape strap because this thing to get it in there is super annoying, and I adjusted my helmet band in the liner itself, so it's not that proud on the front. It's actually, it's actually pretty good on the front. It's just pretty, it's kind of proud on the back. So that's just kind of the way one's gonna be, I guess. And then I guess to be really GI specific here, we do the little strap on the back of the helmet here. Click that together. Make sure that's in the right orientation. And there you go. Late 1980s, early 1990s Granada M1 pot. So there you go. And it's been something I've wanted to do since I was 14 years old, and I've had this liner. So now it's finally a helmet again, a proper helmet with all the proper things in it. Pretty fun.